come put your stuff down and join me at the carpet. We have a lot to do today, and I'm gonna give you a lot of instructions, so I really need you to pay close attention, make sure that you're not blurting out, because it will be a respect mark. And we're gonna have fun, okay? I'm excited. Is this all you guys? I kinda don't wanna start until everyone's here.
This is for the
Oh yeah, DeAndre, all of them. Do you think I should wait?
Yeah, no, wait, no.
Harry's gone. Hang on.
Harry's gone, Katie's gone.
She's absent. You're still, I feel like we're missing like 5 people.
Grace's here.
Yeah.
Evelyn.
The only 2 absent from my homeroom are Perry and Katie, so everybody else should be here.
Yeah, we're missing like 5 people.
Grace and
DeAndre's not back yet, so I'd say
Okay.
just go ahead.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to start with this group. Okay. I need 1 brave volunteer.
They don't know how to do the first name.
Jordan, will you be my volunteer? Okay. Stand up here, and I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do.
This is supposed to be the block.
We are gonna put a blindfold on Jordan.
Oh.
And when I tell you guys to stand up, you're gonna stand up, and we're gonna kind of move back so she has this whole area to move around it. And I'm going to place an object in her way. And I'm gonna tell you guys to direct her from one place to another, like 1 step at a time, okay? So make sure that she doesn't hit anything that I put in the way, and make sure that she gets to the end point, okay? Did you have a question? I'll tell you.
I thought we were gonna play my
No. All right, I need you guys to stand up silently and scoot back.
How do we do it?
I'll tell you guys, give me just a second. Here, you wanna- You guys, voices off.
Oh.
Here, I'm gonna lead you over here. Can you see? Okay, you should be able to see. Come over here. Stand right here. You're in front of Mrs. Morris's desk. This is the side of it right here. Face this way. Actually, you can see where she's now. Okay. You guys raise your hands when you want to give her directions, and I'll call on you. But you want to get Jordan from where she's standing to over here by this pink tub, okay? Let's see. Jordan, move very carefully, and I'm going to tell you to. Okay, raise your hand if you want to give her her first instruction. Haley.
Turn to the right.
That's your left, but that's actually correct. Oh, how many steps?
Stop.
While you do this, I'm going to write down your directions. You got to turn to the... How many steps did she take forward?
2,
Three.
3.
Okay, raise your hand for the next instruction. Ferris.
Forward.
How many?
1 step. And then.
Wait.
And then
Wait, somebody else's turn. Jackson.
turn left.
Turn left.
Yeah, that's that way.
Evelyn.
Other way.
Hang on. Stay where you were. He told you to turn left. Okay, you guys remember you're raising your hand. Evelyn.
He told her to take 4 steps.
Take 4 steps forward. Okay, next person, raise your hand. Audrey.
It was Evelyn's turn.
I called on you. She told her to go. Oh, you're right. Okay, sorry. Next step.
Go back 1 step and then go forward.
Go back
like-
1 step and then go forward
And
1
then
step.
go forward.
Oh wait, tell her 1 step at a time. Back and forward.
Back and then turn left. I meant right. Right. And go forward like 5.
Okay, Audrey, give her her next.
Go forward 3 steps. Turn. Turn what way? Turn. Right. A little bit left. A little bit of left. Little left.
Your other left. The other way's left.
Same thing, the other way.
Left is this way. There you go.
Now
Okay,
go
wait. Last step. Lydia,
Go forward.
go forward. How many? I got you.
3.
1, 2. Okay, stop. You're there. You can take off your blindfold. All right, you guys, I want you to sit back down on the carpet, and we'll talk about what we just did. I'll take that stool.
Here.
Thank you for being my volunteer.
Jason's here.
Awesome. All right, so Voice is off. Do you guys have any idea what you just did?
No.
You just coded. Have you ever heard of computer coding?
Yeah.
You guys just basically did that. Do you see these instructions here that you gave her? You had to be very specific. You told her to turn left, go forward 3, then go forward 1, left, forward, and then somebody said forward, backward. So I wrote all of your codes down, and that's how we got her from over here to over there. Does it seem that complicated?
No.
Does it look kind of complicated on the board? Yes. So we are going to learn about coding. Yes, Lydia?
Now we finally know how to play the game Master Code.
Yeah, your makerspace game, you guys might know how to play it after this. Okay. So coding is a language that computers understand. So let me show you what real coding looks like in real life. Because this is just kind of a simpler version that we did.
Can you erase it?
Yes, I will.
What?
So we recognize some of those words up there because they're in English, but that's a computer language that we don't really understand. So it's almost like we're trying to read a foreign language when we look at that.
I don't understand anything.
That's okay. You're not supposed to understand it. This is what computer engineers do. They put all this together. They give computers step-by-step instructions to get a task done. Something this long could just be telling the computer what to do when I click on one button. Just like when we walked from there to there, it took like half the board, okay? You can go ahead and turn it back on. Thank you. Okay. I'll leave that up there if you guys want to check it out. JavaScript is the most popular computer language, so this is an example of JavaScript, but there are a bunch of different kinds of computer languages for coding. Yes, Jackson? That's okay. It's not in the way. So, can you guys think of things that we use coding for? It's okay if you don't know. Yes, Jordan? Yeah, every single digital thing that we do uses coding. So, if I go online and I buy something, there's a code behind that I don't see, but it's there. When I check the time on my digital watch, it's part of a computer, there's a code that the computer uses to tell me the time on my watch. So every single digital thing that you do involves a code with the computer. And even though everything we do has code, only a tiny percent of the world's population knows the coding language. Do you know, okay, have you guys played Minecraft?
Yeah.
There's a code for that. The computer is reading the code. Somebody made, a computer engineer made Minecraft. They gave the computer a language and told it how to move everything around, and every time you click on something or do something in Minecraft, there's a code behind it that you don't see. Okay. Yes, Lydia?
Like how to press a piston.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
one of those buttons you use.
Yes.
I know.
And as we get older and older and we use technology more and more, there's going to be even more jobs open. Right now, there's 450,000 computer coding jobs that are open. That's a lot. And the older we get, the more that there's going to open up. So we should all probably try to learn how to code at least a little bit. And even if you don't become a computer engineer, you don't want to become a computer engineer, chances are you're going to run into coding at some point in your life as you get older, whether it be in another class. Or how many of you have, well, we've all flipped a light switch, right?
Yeah.
How many of you have like screwed a light bulb into a lamp or something? So we've done that, but we're not electricians. We don't really understand everything that goes on behind that, but we know how to use the basics, right? So just like coding, we don't have to know this language, but we should learn the basics, okay? So we don't have to have a computer to practice code, just like you just saw. I have a couple more activities today that we're going to practice coding without a computer, and then next week we'll get the computers out and do it. Yes, Lydia?
What type of code is for this?
What? This is called JavaScript. It's a computer code. Or you're asking like what the task that the computer's supposed to be doing in this one? I have no idea because I can't read it either. I can't read computer language yet.
I can.
You can. Okay, I'm going to pass out some stuff to you guys. You need to make sure you have a little bit of room in front of you. I'm going to give you this butterfly picture.
I do not.
Actually, take one and pass it
I
around.
do not.
Put this on the floor in front of you.
What grace is it?
Knox, will you pass these around back there? Okay, take one and pass it. Take pass it. Katie, you guys leave your Legos in the cups right now until I give you instructions. Yep, Legos. Here you go. I'll make my way around to you. Audrey. DeAndre. You guys leave your Legos in the cup. Raise your hand if you need Legos. Raise your hand. Get that cup right there. All right, class. Remember how I said we have a lot to do today? Okay, so voice is off. Okay, here. Eyes up here. Eyes up here. I am going to set these up on my map. It looks just like your butterfly map. And then I'm going to give you instructions. I'm going to code to you where they belong, and you're going to place them on yours, and then we'll check and see if we got them right, okay?
Why is there a folder there?
So you can't see where my Legos are.
Oh.
It's a secret. Okay.
I'm gonna do it when you don't get to see it.
Well, later afterward. Okay, here's step number 1. What I would do with you is go ahead and pour your Legos out.
Like this?
Keep them in a pile by you.
How many are we supposed to have?
Don't worry about it. You should have 5 in there. I've got them all separated for you. The first thing I want you to do is take your yellow Lego that has 4, I'm going to call them bumps on the top.
4 bumps.
The one with 4 bumps. Place it right over that butterfly's head, like right on top of it. Okay.
Now I know what to do.
My next step is take your long green Lego, the one that has 8 bumps on it. You're going to center it. Wait for all of my instructions, okay? You're going to center it on the butterfly's body, but put it down at the very bottom of the body so the edge of your Lego is touching like the corner of his body and it's centered. So it's going to be a long ways. This is hard. Then I want you to take your red piece that has the 2 bumps on top and put it in the left circle of the butterfly's wing. Make sure that it's horizontal. Do you guys know the difference between horizontal and vertical? Let me show you. Horizontal is like this, sideways, and vertical is straight up and down. So place it horizontally in the center of that circle on the left side of the butterfly's wing.
Is that left?
I can't tell you. We'll check them when we're done, okay? Jackson, he has to do it for himself. Okay. The next thing I want you to do is take your yellow Lego with your 6 bumps and put it vertically, line it up with the top left corner of your paper. Top left corner of your paper. Okay, here comes the hard step. That gray piece that you have, it has a circle on it, right?
Yeah.
You're going to stack it on top of one of your Legos, but I'll tell you which one. I want you to face it so like the stem is sticking out. Put it on the red Lego on the right side. It should be hanging off your red Lego to the right. So it should also be horizontal. But I said horizontal. You'll put it horizontal on the second peg of that red Lego. The stem of it, like that extra piece, should be hanging out. All right, you guys have about 5 seconds, and then we're gonna check. 5, 4. That's okay. 3, 2. Are you guys ready to see if we have the same thing? So what I just did to you guys was I coded to you. I gave you instructions and you were the computer. You had to follow my instructions. Let's see if I coded properly or if you follow directions properly. Let's see if we can figure it out. It'll be on that Raise your hand if your Lego mat looks just like that. Nice. So, if your Lego mat doesn't look like that and we had more time, we could talk about where you went wrong. Like I saw some of you had you guys' voices off and eyes up here. I saw some of you guys had your green Lego piece turned horizontally instead of vertically, which is okay. So in coding, when we go back and we figure out what we did wrong, it's called debugging. So you can kind of look at your mat and debug and figure out. Raise your hand if you know something that you did wrong. Audrey.
Mine was horizontal.
Okay, so she turned her Lego like this at the bottom. Okay. Alright, you can turn it back on. So our next activity, you guys are going to code and debug and get programmed with partners. So first I want you to go, you guys can leave these on the floor. Put your Legos into your cups. Yeah. Put your Legos inside your cup. Don't drink. Doesn't matter. Put them in your cup and then go back to your desk. Leave your Legos and everything else on the ground. You guys careful when you move so you don't knock over people's Legos.
There you lost the
Okay, we'll figure it out. Alright, I need you back at your desk so I can tell you who your partners are. Will you take those off? Okay, you have to go back to your desk and be careful. You don't knock over a Lego. I'm going to pass out, these are going to be your mats this time. I'm going to pass these out to you. Listen for instructions. You're going to be with a partner. You're going to sit either side by side or across from each other, and you're going to need your privacy folders out when I tell you to get them out. You're going to have the same mat. You're going to get a series of shapes. That's all right. And you're going to make, one of you is going to decide to be the coder. You're the person that's writing the code. So your job, if you're a coder, is to put your shapes on your mat in whatever design, however you want them. And then your partner is the computer, so you need to, when I was up here giving you instructions, I was the coder. So your job is to instruct your partner and have them, you want their mat to look just like yours without looking at it, okay? So you have to give very specific instructions. We're gonna practice coding. So, let's do, why don't you do the person across from you? Be your partner? Well, if you don't have anyone across from you, like, Daisy, why don't you come over here? And then Ferris and DeAndre, you'll be together, and Ferris, you just come bring your chair up here, and you guys will be side by side. So I'm going to give you these papers. Go ahead and put your privacy folders up, and then I'll pass out your shapes. Yes, Evelyn. S-T. Stop. You guys, I have people that are asking questions, and I need to be able to hear. So voice is off. Okay, Evelyn, what's your question?
So like, once you're done, do you get to show your partner and see if they did it?
Yes, after you're done giving your instructions, you will show each other you can lift your privacy folders up and show each other your papers.
Oh, but only like one.
Grammar, if I have to tell you again, you cannot blurt out. I'll give you that to your questions. Yes.
And do you just show your partners, and does the coder get to look at yours to see if you're right?
Yes. So what we'll do is, when I give you your shapes, I'm gonna give you about 2 minutes to get your shapes set up on your paper. And then you're gonna start giving your partner instructions. And you're gonna get about 10 minutes to do that. Then you're gonna check each other's papers, and then you can switch roles. So right now, what you should do.
Okay, this is supposed to go over here. That way. See how it is.
Did you check your paper?
Okay. on the right or the left? And then the last triangle on the bottom star.
Alright, now switch roles.
Under the V again. Okay.
She's coding and listening.
Okay. And on the bottom.
You have to get very specific instructions. And if I were you, I would keep your shapes flat. Because your goal is you want your partners to match yours without looking.
Which one, left or right?
You guys leave your shapes flat on the paper. Okay, Grammar? If you have shapes that are up, go ahead and redo them. Or no, leave your shapes flat on the paper. Okay, you guys make sure all your shapes are Who's going to be the coder?
On the tip of the bottom left lightning.
Oh, did you guys do it? You guys are good for everything.
What's the other triangle? You know how they shape like rice? The line down the middle? And then put the square on the bottom star.
The vertical or horizontal?
On the top right star. Put the square on the top right star. Okay. Okay. You ready?
Actually, let me give you a couple minutes. Those shapes up and maybe I give you each Right, then I'm gonna do this. Here, well, there you go. Yeah, try that. So you guys can have like one.
Place one your right and one your white on the right. Okay, now place one your white on the right star on the left. Place your yellow one on the left. This thing is your red on the left. Place your blue on the middle. White on the top. white. Then put yellow this thing. Put your blue in the middle and put your red one in the middle of the yellow one. Did you get the top of your this one? Stop.
Alright, I need you to put your privacy folders over your shape pages. And then cross your hands like this on top of your desk. So I know you're ready to listen.
On the computer.
Okay, you should not be touching your shapes. Your privacy folders should be over them and your hands should be crossed. Just like Audrey and DeAndre and Ferris. Thank you guys so much for setting an example. I shouldn't hear your shapes moving right now. Look at Audrey and Carter and Ferris. Okay? So, raise your hand if you and your partner struggled to get your papers to match. And remember that that's okay because we learned from our mistakes. And you're the only ones raising your hand, but trust me, they all struggled. So, Haley and Maddie, what kind of problems did you guys run into when you were trying to code?
So one time when I said to put one of the triangles on the tip of the lightning, she thought it was like this, and I did it like this.
So your triangle was turned a different way than how she faced hers. So do you guys notice that when you're coding, you have to be very specific, and you have to use words like left and right and horizontal and vertical? Yes, Jordan?
One of our problems was I said to place all of the right ones on the top right star, and he stacked it up, and I put mine down.
She said put all of your shapes on the top right star, and he stacked his shapes on top of one another, and she had them all laying flat on top of the star. So when you guys go back and figure out what you did wrong, that's debugging, and that actually makes you smarter, makes your brain grow. Raise your hand if you thought it was harder to be the computer, the person that was getting directions. Raise your hand if you thought it was harder to be the coder, the person that had to tell the directions. Or raise your hand if it's a tie. I think when you're a human, it's a tie. It's hard to be the person that follows directions exactly and the person that gives directions exactly. What I need you guys to do is get all of your shapes in your cups. Don't touch your shapes, so I'm done with instructions. Get all of your shapes in your cups, and then stack your papers. One person at the table bringing all of your papers, and you will all come up and bring your cups. Okay, clean up. Actually, yeah, you guys have to take all the cups. You can all bring your cups. Okay, careful, DeAndre. If you guys see anything on the floor, pick it up. Go ahead and put your privacy folders in your bags, and then you may line up.